we are right on regarding Gatlinburg area and all the clues for there. Probably right on with Jonesboro or even maybe Kingsport being the handover place. But as far as her final resting place and where Reverend Donna sees her being now, I feel like maybe some of YouTube is a little off on that, and I could definitely be 100% wrong. I feel that the area is more towards Blunttville, Tennessee, instead of Kingsport. And I have multiple reasons for feeling that way, and I'm going to take you for a little ride out through Johnson City, Kingsport, Blunttville, just a tad bit of Bristol, Tennessee, right up to the northeast state line of Bristol and Virginia. And hopefully, I'm able to pinpoint these clues that she has given us and the locations. And maybe we'll see, a different side other than Kingsport and Eastman Chemical Plant, which I absolutely think has nothing to do with it, as well as Bay Mountain State Park. I don't think that has anything to do with it either. I think Bays Mountain would be way, way, way too busy. You have to go through a guard. You have to pay to get in. There are cameras everywhere. There are people everywhere. I just don't think that would have anything to do with it. And Eastman is the same way. It's hard for even an employee to get into the buildings. It is so locked down. So I just feel like those two have been a little bit over exaggerated. And I just want to show my side of what I think may be happening. The first thing I'd like to do, and hopefully this will help it make a little more sense to everyone, is I have made a map of all of the locations mentioned that we are aware of. And so let me show you that map. And I also, if you remember correctly, Reverend Donna says something about drawing a triangle to the eastern state line past the airport. So I've done that here as well. So real quick, let's go over this. Okay, so let's go over this real quick just to give you a quick idea of where we are at. So this down here is going to be Jonesboro. There's the Tennessee Hills Distillery is there, as well as the gazebo. If we come over this way, this is Summer's home. This is going to be Jody Sue's father-in-law's home. This is Bays Mountain State Park. This is the Kingsport Carousel. This is Eastman Chemical Company. And we come on down here. This is an Interstate 81 exchange with an over and underpass. This is Warriors Path Park. This is the bridge over the lake, the dam that we will be driving over. There's actually a Wendy's right here. And this is a winery. This is a large winery, actually. And then over in this area, we have the airport and we have Northeast State Community College right there as well. Here we have Summer Hills Drive, and then right next to it, we will have Kingston Road. This is going to be Bristol Speedway. And this is Tennessee Hills. And as you notice, I did the triangle like she said, like she mentioned, and I angled it from Summer's house, and I angled it straight up here to the Tennessee border, Tennessee-Virginia border. I All of these areas fall within this. If I was to connect it, all of these areas are falling right in that thing. I do believe that these are the outliers. Something may have, gone on in Kingsport. I'm just not a believer in the Eastman Chemical Company being part of it, nor Bays Mountain State Park, as I've already stated. So the first area that we went to is located on Highway 75. It's also called Airport Road in Johnson City, Tennessee. And Highway 75 slash Airport Road runs basically parallel to Interstate 81. And the property, the lake, and the dam are owned by Tennessee Valley Authority, and they are the ones that take care of all of that property as well. So I wanted to go here because I know that a long bridge has been mentioned, and water, river has been mentioned. But also, at one point, Reverend Donna says she's in a boat, a small boat. So I was trying to think of areas that were in this whole area that could possibly fit. So this is called the South Fork Holston River, and this bridge is also called Highway 75 Bridge. Um, Interestingly enough, this is also the Joseph Julian Henry Memorial Airport Highway Bridge. Joseph Julian Henry. And if you think back on some of Donna's readings, J stands out a lot. The letter J, the name J, we're just not sure. But Joseph Julian. And I thought that was kind of interesting.
Let's turn where that truck is and you should be able to get underneath.
So now we're going down into the South Holston Fork River, and we're going to walk around just a little bit. Something that really struck me while we were down here is how desolate it is. It truly is desolate. There was not a soul in sight, no cars around, no other people, nobody fishing. It was truly desolate. A little bit eerie, actually.
And that leads into the canal over there for that other boat dock.
So this area right here kind of gave me some chills, and it actually still does. I think because of the hollow logs that we've seen out here. Um, I think because we can see the airplanes taking off from here. The airport's literally around the corner. Um, the fact that it is a river and lots of bushes. Um, Trying to think of what else Reverend Donna has said. She said a brick wall or something tumbled down. Maybe a box or a barrel was rolled here. And it's a place where people don't normally walk, which this area would be somewhere people normally really wouldn't walk much. This is more of a boat ramp area, and people, will put their boats in the water and then go park their vehicles and take off onto the lake. Um, what else was there? The tumbling down, and she had said something about um, you couldn't really walk down it, but you could probably maybe go sideways, right? And so I just kind of feel like, this area is definitely an area where you're not going to walk down straight down. You definitely could roll something off of it. You could maybe walk down sideways. I'm not sure why anybody would want to. So now we're going to head over towards the airport and East Tennessee Funeral Home and cemetery, because I believe that the gates and the brick columns on the outside could be representative of what Reverend Donna is talking about. Home will be on the left. I can even pull up into it, the gates. So this is all the airport area, Tri-Cities Airport. And we are literally minutes from where we just left at Boone Lake, Boone Dam. There was loading docks back there facing the airport, just back there on the left side. Big white house with columns right there. I'll have to go back and see what she'd said about them, but and there's a barn right next to it. She mentioned horses. There would have been horses out here. And then here's the funeral home, the cemetery and funeral home right over here. So this gate is what I'm talking about, with the brick columns on the side. I guess I can drive up to the front. I don't want to be disrespectful, but you can at least drive up to the front of the office. And the airport is like directly across the street from this cemetery. Make sure you see what you're getting on.
There's a huge barn right there.
A huge barn. I looked up who works here, and there was just like one man and two ladies, it looked like. But surely there's more than that. Get a picture, get a video of it. That's the funeral home. You know, loading docks, I mean, there's so many loading docks. So many loading docks. In the entire general area, really. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. There's 3 or 4 barns around this area.
East Tennessee Funeral Home and Cemetery and cremation services. What do you need? Okay, so now the big intersection that also has an underpass. And we're really getting very close to the northeast corner of the Tennessee Virginia border, right?
Yeah.
Probably just within miles. I can Google it. There's the airport to the right. I-81 is this overpass right here. And we're going under it. And we're going to turn left so that I can... There is an industrial park over here. And I wanted to kind of see what those buildings look like. I actually should have gone to the college. That's all right.
Let me just take that way home.
So this is getting onto Interstate 81 from the Tri-Cities Bristol Airport. And up here to the right is a big, I think it's called an industrial park. Let's see. We're now entering Kingsport, Tennessee. We just left Johnson City, Tennessee, or Bluntville, actually. So this is called Northeast Tennessee Industrial Offices. To me, it is an industrial park. It's called Northeast Tennessee Business Park. And this is what I mean by loading docks. This is Spectrum over to the right, which is our cable internet phone provider. The one in front of us is, I guess it's Leclerc, and it's, I believe, has something to do with foods. And it's huge, huge. So I'm just wondering if this isn't an industrial park that she's speaking of. We got Digestive Wellness to the right. Okay, so from here, I think real quick I'll go back over to is an industrial park. It's called Northeast Tennessee Business Park. And this is what I mean by loading docks. This is Spectrum over to the right, which is our cable internet phone provider. The one in front of us is, I guess it's Leclerc, and it's, I believe has something to do with foods. And it's huge, huge. Well, our local community college is called Northeast State Community College, and their logo does resemble what could be considered shooting star-ish. And I just want to show where that's at, and it is right next to the Tri-Cities Airport. And really right across the street from that industrial park. And this way is headed into Bluntville, Tennessee.
You won't be able to go into the, though.
So just see if we can get their symbol. We can. It's right there.
You can't.
No.
The security guards won't let you through.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if they got a symbol anywhere. No, they got a bear. Okay, that's not gonna work.
Let's turn it out.
May have to just delete that whole portion. Maybe it's not. Well, get video of this right here. See the star on the things? You see it? Are you able to get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I go to Kingston and take a left. Go on the map that way. Whisper Willows. You know, the good thing is, I do believe that they will arrest somebody.
So now we just left the airport and we're going to take Tennessee 75 North into Bluntville, Tennessee. There's something that Rev Donna mentioned in a couple of her readings, and she actually says Kingston, not Kingsport. And I did a quick Google search, and there happened to be a Kingston road fairly close to me. There's Muddy Creek Road, by the way, where everybody's talking about Evelyn Boswell was found in her grandfather's shed because her mother killed her. So anyway, Reverend Donna mentions Kingston. She doesn't say road, but she mentions it in 2 different videos. And then when she has done a follow-up, like live or conversation with somebody else discussing her readings, she says Kingsport. I think she might really mean Kingston, considering the landmarks of everything else that she's mentioned are all right here in this area. So there's something really interesting about Kingston Road, and it is, how far altogether? Kingston Road is about 11 minutes from that airport. So I'll go back up here. That sign's right here.
Take the next left onto Holston Drive. Continue on Tennessee 75 South for 3/4 of a mile.
Jack Levins. Eat that something. It's an easier place to get around here. So we didn't get even a mile down the road from the airport, and I remember Reverend Donna mentioning a J, a big J, Jack's, and she said that with a building. And then right here I see Sergeant Jack Blevins Memorial Highway. This is the same road I was just on from the airport. I should add that this is actually the same road that we have been on the entire time. When earlier we had Joseph, Julian, Henry road sign, and now Jack Levins. Road coming from the airport, and I just noticed this sign, and I believe that she brings that up in one of her readings. In hindsight, she may not have mentioned that sign. I just want to point that out. Where exactly you say we are from Kingsport? Well, we're not far at all from Kingsport because
We're near Bristol now.
on the interstate back there, you enter Kingsport almost immediately after you leave that airport intersection.
Okay.
So we're still headed over to Kingston Road in Bluntville, Tennessee, but we've actually just entered Bristol, Tennessee. And so we are like right at the state line, and Rev Donna definitely mentions the Northeast state line multiple times. I'd say we're within a couple of miles of that right now.
1.7.
So I think that this being kind of, that it's out further, wouldn't really be on my radar, other than the fact that she has also mentioned the Speedway. And as you'll see when we leave over here, the Speedway, we'll see the back of it within a minute or two of driving time. And then of course the Summer Hills Drive being right to the left of that, as she said in one of her readings.
Mile, turn left onto Kingston Road.
So we just passed Summer Hills Drive. Now you heard in just a quarter of a mile we turn on Kingston Road. And that's from the furthest ends of each other. They're only about 0.2 miles apart.
Take the next left onto Kingston Road.
Make sure you get the signs, you know, that say the road names and stuff. So this is Kingston Road and Highway 394.
In 600 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Now in her video, Reverend Donna said turn left at Kingston Road. So if we turn left at Kingston Road, it takes us to Royal Oak. If I remember correctly, we can't get over to Summer Hills Drive from this road. We'll see. Actually, I think we turn right here.
Yeah, turn left.
And this next road is Summer Hills. I don't know if we know of anybody associated with the wells that would have been working maybe out in this area. It is like right off of the highway. One thing I noticed is there's an awful lot of land right out here. Storage units to the left of us. But there's all this brush land over here to the right. And that kind of really caught my eye the first time I drove out here. There's this gate entrance right here. I want you to pay close attention to what my son zooms in on. Now, this is the first time he had been with me on this. Something had caught my eye the first time and really kind of gave me chills, EBGBs. So look closely at what he zooms in on. A little tiny hill-like thing here. Awful lot of brush, and of course this would have been pretty full. Leaves and everything. There's another cow gate right here. I'm getting it under there. So I really feel like it is probably just a huge coincidence, but regardless, it is a huge coincidence. And from here, we're going to go back over the lake on the other side, over another long bridge. But also, we're going to see the back side of the Speedway within just a minute or two. Let me stop it. So Bristol Motor Speedway is right there to the left. Sorry, I was looking in the wrong direction. Should I turn around and get it? There it is right there. Well, that's how close Kingston Road and Summer Hills are. There's also a stream right here. But that's how close they are to Bristol Speedway. And we'll drive up behind you. I never knew that there was a little river that ran through here, right? I stayed at one of these houses over here in the camper for the big race. Unfortunately, I got drunk and didn't see the race because I couldn't find my exclusive seats. That sucked. And then I had to walk all the way back. And that's the back side of it. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to show is just another side of that lake dam that we were just at earlier, where another pretty long bridge is, although it doesn't seem to me like the area somebody would probably do something. You never know. I'm so sorry that I recorded this sideways, you guys. I don't really feel like it's much of an importance anyway, but I did want to show it. This is the other side of the lake I was talking about. I don't know. I thought I'd just show it to you guys anyway. But this is one of the boat docks, loading ramps for it. And then there's one on the other side of the road.
Well, all of this is covered in water during the summertime, but during the winter, this is the boat dock that they use.
The most, yeah.
The other one is too high.
This is the most used
During winter fishing.
this is the most used boat ramp for this side of the lake. Boy, it's just still as can be. And then you can see when we go boating, we always go the bridge we just drove over, which I didn't get video of, but you can see the bridge right here. We're just down from it. So there's the bridge. In the summertime, this place is really packed. As you can see, there's absolutely nobody out here. There's nobody on the lake at all. But because she does mention under a bridge, I'm not sure if that was under an underpass, because Reverend Donna also mentioned a boat. So I wanted to show this area of it. And so you just go under there in the boat. No, we got one person out here fishing. I can't zoom in anymore, but directly in front of me, that is like a brick. That is a wall made of bricks between those two big rocks that you see there. Can you guys hear me now? So that's I hope everyone's sober trying to look at that. Put this together, try to piece it together with some of Reverend Donna's readings, and hopefully we can do a live where I can answer any questions anybody might have. So y'all, I got my microphone working like just now. So does anybody have any questions? Like, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that Summers Hill and Kingston Road? Like, to me, that was just creepy. Creepy, strange, insane coincidence, right? Also, the Nabisco. The Nabisco to me was weird as well because there is no Nabisco out here, but that was so close. And the fact that this company, like it's so huge, they also have a building on the opposite side of the interstate there. They also have loading docks that face the airport. The first place that we were at, the dam area, um, I just couldn't believe how empty it was. Like it wasn't a cold day. It was kind of rainy, dreary, but um, it was just so desolate. It was to me it was really crazy. And I mean, I hate to say it, but I could have gotten away with a whole lot in 20 minutes by myself. So Um, in the summertime, our lake has been lowered, and it was just raised last year after about 7 years because they had a crack in the dam. And at the time that Summer went missing, or Lord help us if she is deceased and her body is somewhere else, we don't know when it would be placed there. Was it that day? Was it months later? We don't know. But depending on the time of the year, it would if it was, like, later in the year, it would have been empty and desolate like it was when we were there, and I'm saying you could just pull up your car and dump out 100 bodies really easily. I'm 5 foot tall, I could have done it. So that place was kinda creepy just because of that, and the fact that she had said that you can walk down, but it's not really a place people walk down, and that to me was kind of those side areas that we went, and then, um, there was uh, I don't know what, the drop-offs, that she talked about, and she had also said you could walk down sideways, but you couldn't walk, like, straight down, right? So you definitely could have walked sideways down those. Amy, I've been out to the Summer Hills Drive area twice now, and I can say that I really, really, really wanna get out and go check and see what is under that, that whatever it is, that's out there just in that open land, but there's so much brush and stuff. Um, I'm afraid I'll get shot, but you know what? I'm pretty brave, so I might do it. I'm healing a broken foot right now. But maybe I can get my husband to go do that. Um, he might be quicker. So both times I just got this strange feeling. I thought it was really weird. My son was filming. He had no idea about that. And he points at it and then zoomed in. So, I don't know. I don't know. I went to all of Kingsport today to all the points of interest in Kingsport. And I will say that I had I went to Kingsport Saturday and today, actually. So I've been both days driving around for hours and hours, gotten out of the car, videoed and stuff. Um, there is a place in Kingsport that absolutely does give me the creeps. It did my husband as well, and like he's not into any of this. So hopefully I'll show that tomorrow. After going to Kingsport, so in the beginning of this video, I said, I don't think it's like the Kingsport area. I think it's Bluntvillish. After going to all the points in Kingsport over the last couple days, I can definitely say that if what the psychics are saying is true, and I'm not saying that they are not, if that what they are saying is true, they definitely are in the right direction, and there's a very high area of interest right there. And I went to it the other day, and I actually wound up circling back to it twice today by accident. So I'll show that tomorrow. I think you guys will really like that. And I go up into Warriors Path. I go to Don Tar, the baseball parks. I show you the Eastman Chemical Plant, which is just absolutely insanely huge. I mean, it goes for miles. Um, I even went to the Sensabaugh Tunnel, the haunted tunnel with all the graffiti. I went there today. So yeah, I'll show all that tomorrow, and I think that you guys will see that between Reverend Donna and definitely this one other psychic, and I really need to get her name for you. Um, I think that they have something. I think they have something there. So anyway, you guys are so welcome. I appreciate you being here. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those. I can stick around for a little while. Um, if you have any thoughts, you're welcome to share those. You're welcome to come up here and talk if you have a lot to say and you don't feel like typing. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm glad you found it. You guys are welcome. And like I said, I don't want to say that, that Summer is gone because I don't know that. But what I do know is she's been missing for 8 months and nobody seems to have any flippin' idea where this precious little girl is. So sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures, right? And if we have psychics that are pointing to the same area, so I know of two that are pointing to almost the exact same area, what does it hurt? What does it hurt to go look? I don't think it hurts anything. I still pray that she's found alive, and but that's where we're at. Yeah, Brianna, let me put my email in the comments. Yes, that's what I was hoping it would do. It's so different seeing it, driving through it than it is seeing it on like the Google Maps. I think so, and I think you got was hoping that it would be more enjoyable and you guys would have a better view of what's being talked about on YouTube. So hopefully I'm accomplished that. I'll try to figure out how to get my videos where they're bigger. um, so anything else? All right, you guys. Well, I thank you so much for being here. If you haven't liked the video, please do. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate you doing that as well. And I really thank you for your time and for hanging out with me and for having your desire to find summer also. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Bye bye.